Imagine working tirelessly on a project, only to feel like giving up when it's 95% complete. This constant chase for absolute perfection is a reality for many, yet seldom spoken about. It's like a shadow that follows you, whispering in your ear that good enough isn't acceptable. This is the hidden struggle of perfectionism, a trait often seen as a positive in our strive to achieve society. But what if I told you that this pursuit of perfection can lead to anxiety, procrastination, and self-sabotage? Sarah, a talented artist, was ready to abandon her dream project, not because she lacked skill or passion, but because that elusive final 5% felt impossible to achieve. Her story is not unique. There are countless others wrestling with similar battles, their dreams overshadowed by the daunting specter of perfection. We often hear, practice makes perfect. But what if we shifted that to, practice makes progress? Let's delve into the science behind perfectionism. What do the experts say? Well, researchers in psychology have found that perfectionism can lead to a variety of mental health issues, including anxiety and depression. It's not all about striving for excellence. It's about the fear of making a mistake, fear of criticism, and the constant pressure to meet high standards. Think of it as a double-edged sword. On one side, it can push us to achieve. On the flip side, it can lead to procrastination and self-sabotage, especially when the fear of failure becomes overwhelming. So how can we manage this? Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, is one effective strategy. It helps identify those sneaky perfectionist thoughts and teaches us to choose healthier alternatives. For example, instead of thinking, I must not make any mistakes, we can reframe it to, I will do my best and it's okay to make mistakes. Mindfulness is another tool. It's about staying present and not letting our worries about achieving perfection consume us. It's about accepting that we are human, and humans are not perfect. Lastly, setting realistic goals is key. Strive for progress, not perfection. Remember, every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Now, some may argue that perfectionism is necessary for success. But let's debunk that myth. Many successful people have achieved their goals, not by being perfect, but by learning from their failures and persevering. Perfectionism isn't a prerequisite for success. In fact, it can be a roadblock. Knowing about perfectionism isn't enough. Let's talk about how to make a change. First off, it's essential to recognize your perfectionistic tendencies. Perfectionism often disguises itself as a strive for excellence. But there's a big difference between wanting to do your best and not accepting anything less than perfect. Do you find yourself stuck in all or nothing thinking? Are you either a success or a failure with no in-between? This kind of mindset can be a sign of perfectionism. Now, how can we start making changes? One way is to challenge this all or nothing thinking. Whenever you catch yourself falling into this mindset, take a moment to question it. Is it really true that anything less than perfect is a failure? Often you'll find that the answer is no. Another important step is to celebrate small victories. Did you make progress on a task today, even if you didn't complete it? That's a victory. Did you try something new, even if it didn't go perfectly? That's also a victory. Recognizing these small wins can help shift your focus from perfection to progress. Don't forget to seek support. Talk to friends, family, or a mental health professional about your struggles with perfectionism. You can also join online communities focused on overcoming perfectionism. It's comforting to know that you're not alone in this struggle. Remember, change starts with you, but you're not alone in this journey. It's time to take control. Let's challenge perfectionism together. Remember, perfectionism isn't a prerequisite for success, it's often a barrier. As the great Leonardo da Vinci once said, "Art is never finished, only abandoned." This isn't a call to abandon your projects, but a reminder that chasing perfection can lead to a never-ending cycle. It's about progress, not perfection. Now let's hear from you. Share your experiences with perfectionism in the comments below. What strategies have you found most helpful? Maybe you've stumbled upon a small, relatable mistake that you can laugh about now. Let's build a community where we can normalize imperfection. And here's a challenge. For just one day, say good enough out loud for one task. Then reflect on how it felt. Did the world crumble? Probably not. You see, you're more than your perfectionism. You're perfectly imperfect, and that's perfectly fine.